Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Never 7, The End of Infinity. Do apologize for missing another couple days, but, yeah, it's planning problems. Shouldn't be any issues next week, as in, only working one day. Short hours at work, so, eh. But good for YouTube. Uh, anyway, we were learning about Schrodinger's cat last time from Yuka, of all people. I don't I probably shouldn't say it. She's probably a very smart girl who gets drunk and acts very stupid. Hmm, so she's probably, what is she there for? Psychology? That's what Makoto is. Are they all psychology students? Hard to picture her as a psychologist. Hmm. Anyway, let's keep moving, yo.
あ、お兄ちゃんが危ないと、拙者が助立ちいたす。ささ、誠殿は下がって。はっ、出たな、妖怪猫娘。もう、妖怪じゃないよ。一応、伊賀のくの一って設定なんだから。なんでもよいわ。この殿下の宝刀正宗で成敗してくれよ。覚悟は良いな。お主こそ。では、いざ。
You and Kurumi begin a make-believe sword fight using plastic swords. Honestly, I'm lost now. You decided the past? It's impossible to go back to the past. Yuka's words run through my head. Schrodinger's cat. Apparently, it's somehow related to the third trait of Curie syndrome. It said the third, I was almost thought something that helps, not trait. Zemi-san definitely said that last night, but that's how they're related. She also said that the third trait was related to the cause of the infinite loop. This is all way too complex. Got new headphones, and they sound really muted. Well, I had it right. This has an R on it, and a left and an L on it, so I'm assuming it's left and right. I'm developing a headache from attempting to understand it at all.
このチョコ材な。へへ、まだまだ。あ、イカ男が飛んでる。え、イカ男？すきあり。あー、ずるい優香さん。だ、ずるくないもん。イカ男なんて飛んでるわけないじゃない。
They're out in the street doing this, I'm assuming. Not embarrassing at all to be around. I hear their playful voices from behind. I trudge along towards the harbor.
おかえり。どうしたの？まだ2時間経ってないよ。あ、
In that instant, something tugs on Haruka's fishing rod. Haruka slowly but steadily winds the reel. Her cheeks bathed in the setting sun, glitter radiantly, and an instant smile rises to her face. Yuka, Kurumi, and Haruka, they seem to be enjoying the seminar account more than they were last time. They are, aren't they? The world continues to move on without change today as well. I'm the only one who's continuously anxious. Can't go on like this. On the other hand, although I think this, my mind is filled with melancholy due to the many mysteries that I still can't explain. It's best not to know the future. It's way happier to be like I was in the past, where I didn't think about anything and just leisurely pass the time. But there's nothing that can be done about it. The only thing I can do now is think. Even though I can go back to the past, I can't go back to who I was. The western sky begins to turn red. Time begins to pass away, moment after moment. Haruka hangs her fishing rod down while checking the color of the moving clouds.
誠？キスしたことある？
The world continues to move on without change today as well. I've been left behind, loitering around at my wit's end. Haruka's bangs sway in the sea breeze. After that, Haruka and I returned to the lodge. Okuhiko was out on the terrace, shouting something to himself. Unfortunately, I don't really remember what he said. Before long, Saki came over, but she calmly and silently passed by as if nothing was happening. Okay. Naturally, the basket remained unscathed as well. Since Saki didn't fall into the ocean, she doesn't have any feelings for Okuhiko, thus she didn't get angry. That also means that no one knows that Haruka is a clone. I'm doubtful whether or not Saki even knew that. They're so friendly to each other now that it's hard to believe that they were fighting in the last history. It seems that history is steadily proceeding in a good direction. Despite that, my heart feels like it's sinking deeper and deeper into an abyss as time passes. Will it continue to fall forever, or will it eventually climb back up? At any rate, there's no doubt that the fated time is approaching quickly. The fated time, the moment where the truth will be revealed. Ooh. The truth revealed. The moonlight coldly shines on the tombstones. The moist wind clings to my skin. Right now I'm walking down the overgrown road in the graveyard. Walking next to me is the slightly shivering Izumi-san. Yes, I've been waiting for this time. I already know that when the test of courage began, Izumi-san and I would be all alone. It's an ideal situation where no one can get in the way or be suspicious of us. It's already been nearly 10 minutes since we left the starting point. We won't be able to hear the others talking or their footsteps. I think this will be the best time for us to talk. Yeah, that's normally the best time to talk to people. In graveyards at night. Izumi-san. As I say this, I grab Izumi-san by the arm. Then drag her between the tombstones. I cover the confused Izumi-san's mouth with my left hand and point to my mouth with my right index finger. From this point onward, we cannot allow ourselves to be discovered. It sounds like this is going in a completely different direction than it is. Izumi-san silently nods. On my palm, I can feel the sensation of her wet lips. Her warm breaths leak out and tickle the space between my fingers. I said breaths. I'm getting kind of embarrassed, so I quickly take my palm off of her. I'm the one whose heart is pounding. That beating intensifies when I look her spruce, transparent white skin. The smooth lines on the back of her neck. Her large drooping breasts. I went with the STS there. I instinctively gulp. Crap. What the hell am I thinking? It's a graveyard. It's rigor mortis. It's nothing to worry about. I quickly avert my gaze to shake off those wicked feelings. While pretending to be calm, I sit down on the nearby stone staircase. No. And slightly turn away. No, I wasn't. Don't say such weird things. Izumi-san sits down on the stairs with a suggestive smile.
誠くんと一緒にいると心がとても落ち着くの。誠くん、昨日言ったでしょ？こんなのんびりと構えてて本当にいいのかなって。私もそう思うの。一人の心理学者としてこの問題をもっと深刻に受け止めるべきなんじゃないかって。でもね、一方ではそうは思わない自分もいた。目の前の現実をありのままに受け入れたいと願う自分がいたの。ほら、見て。
As Izumi-san says this, she looks to the sky.
星は今日も輝いてるでしょ。レグルスは今でも真実かどうかよりも信じられるかどうかの方がそういうことなのよ。いきなり
こんな奇妙な現象を体験して、きっと誠くんがいなかったら私は理性を失ってたと思う。誠くんがいたから、だから私は信じることができるようになったの。
Believe. Something to believe in. Just what is it Izumi-san trying to believe in?
ごめんなさい。またわけのわからないこと言ってるわね。だけどどうしても言っておきたかったから、話を始める前にどうしても。誠くん、お願い。
She mutters this like a sigh. Izumi-san extends her right hand and touches my cheek. Her palm is soft. My cheek, which is cold from the night breeze, warms up.
このぬくもりを忘れないでね。私の存在を忘れないで。
I don't know what Izumi-san wants to say. However, only my left cheek feels like it's melting into her warmth, into her endless kindness, into the goddess's embrace. I feel the same peace as last time on my left cheek.
いい？約束よ。
I silently nod. Izumi-san gently removes her palm and places it on her knee. She slowly smooths out her skirt and then speaks.
じゃあ始めましょうか。
Her voice echoes in the darkness as if she were declaring the start of a solemn ceremony.
シュレディンガーの猫、キュレイシンドロームの第3の特徴、この2つにどんな関係があるのか、誠くんわかる？
Even if you suddenly asked me that, there's no way I'd know that. In the first place, I don't know a thing about their trait.
でもシュレディンガーの猫の話なら誠くんも知ってるでしょ？
I didn't so much know as much as I learned about it. Heard about it today from you.
優香ちゃんに？
Yeah.
それで優香ちゃんはどんな風に説明してた？
How? That's a bit difficult to summarize. Just
ただ？
deciding the past.
え？
No, that's how do I put this? By opening the lid, you determine the cat's life or death status. In short, it's arranged so that the observer decides the past. At least that's what Yuka said.
うん、そっか。だったら話は早いわね。つまりそういうことなの。観察者の意思は過去の事実を決めるのよ。
The observer's intention?
ええ。
So it's like this. So is it like this then? When the lid is open, the cat is alive if the observer wishes. I hope it's alive, but it's dead if the observer wishes. I hope it's dead?
うん、そうじゃないの。
Yeah. Didn't sound right to me either. Especially if there's some bearing on. I mean, well, obviously there's bearing about this with the game. I mean, he didn't want them to die when he saw them die.
私が言いたかったのはそういうことじゃないのよ。この場合の意思とはある行為を発生させるための単純な動機のこと。猫の生死を確かめたい。だから蓋を開きたい。そう思うこと。それ自体を指してるの。でもね、誠くんの言ったことも間違いではないのよ。観察者の願望が過去の事実を変えてしまうこと、そういう現象が実際に論文として発表されてるの。論文を書いた人の名前はマイケル・キャビン。
What? That's the man who counseled Tom.
あのキャビン博士のこと。
And the third trait of Curie syndrome is...
待って、そのことは後で話すから。
Okay.
順を追って説明していかないと多分混乱すると思うの。
Yes, I'm not getting confused, so... I'm not getting confused, I'm not. So yeah, you're doing a good job, Izumi. She's probably a really crappy professor. Just joking. she's probably all right. Okay, she's probably good at teaching in the classroom, teaching out in the field. You know, during the potential time paradox type Curie syndrome thing that I don't know what's going on. Might not be her strong point.
いい？誠くん、よくキャビン博士はカウンセリングを進めるうちにある驚異的な現象を体験することになったの。常識では考えることのできない異常な現象を。当時キャビン博士が勤めていた病院の外科病棟にある一人の末期がん患者が入院してたの。ジュリアというまだ12歳になったばかりの女の子。彼女のがんはすでに体中のあちこちに転移していて、もはや手の施しようがない状態だった。けれどある日突然その異変は起こったの。体中に転移していたはずの悪性腫瘍が忽然と跡形もなく消え失せてしまったのよ。レントゲンを取っても CT スキャンにかけてもそこにあったという痕跡さえ見当たらなかった。つまりジュリアの病気は完全に治ってしまったということ。担当の医師たちはそんな奇跡のような出来事に困惑しながらも、
Yeah, I would say.
自分たちの選択した治療法が功を奏したのだろう。でも話はそれだけじゃ終わらなかった。どういうわけかその日を境にして入院患者の病気が次から次へと治っていったのよ。がんだけに限らず心臓病、脳梗塞、肝硬変、腎不全、糖尿病、感染症、動脈瘤、胃潰瘍から肺炎に至るまでありとあらゆる病気が突然何の前触れもなく完治してしまったの。奇跡はまるで何かのウイルスに感染するかのようにあっという間に広まっていったの。誠くん、ここまで言えばわかるでしょう。どうしてこんな奇跡が起こったのか。
It couldn't be the immortality contagion, could it? There's some trigger Tom just touched Julia. From there, the immortality contagion spread around the hospital in the blink of an eye.
そういうこと。発端となったジュリアと少年は昔からの知り合いだったの。簡単に言えば幼なじみ。もしかしたら恋愛感情もあったのかもしれないわ。
Is she saying somehow through intense determination and belief that he made something happen?
とにかく少年は入院中に何度も何度もジュリアの病室を訪れていたの。
I want to carry on this. They have a miraculous ability that one able to do that.
そう信じていたトム少年はある日ジュリアの額にそっと手を触れた。すべてはそこから始まったのよ。キャビン博士はそのことに気づき仲間の医師たちに相談したの。だけどそんなオカルトまがいの奇妙な話を医師たちが相手にするはずはなかった。結局キャビン博士は一人で不死が伝染するという現象、キュアの原因を究明することにしたの。やがて数ヶ月が経ち、キャビン博士は一つの仮説にたどり着いた。
If you were to define the symptoms of a delusion that spreads from person to person as some kind of shared psychotic disorder, then you could liken the contents of the delusion in regards to that mental illness to that of a living creature. Said creature, which is created in a single person's mind due to a mutation, may reproduce and spread into other people's consciousness, one after the other, by feeding off the validity of its existence, as well as the intentions of the people who desire for its existence. Hence Hence, the more suitable the historical background the creature is born into, and the more powerful the desires of the people at that time, the stronger its vitality or intensity grows. Incidentally, the greatest natural enemy to this living creature's ability to propagate is common sense. As this creature obtains the vitality to eliminate common sense, it appears as a new reality for the first time. Is it perhaps possible that the religious miracles circulated all over the world can also be seen as the quickening of this creature? People's consciousnesses, trust and strong desires due to validity, bring forth this creature as a reality. It might be possible for a strong thought, a delusion, to create a new reality.
要するにね、こういうことなの。まずある人が嘘をついた。その嘘には人々に信じたいと思わせるだけの魅力があった。さらにその嘘には確かな証拠もあった。例えば奇跡を目の当たりにしたとか、実際に自分で体験したとか。だから嘘をつかれた人も当然それが真実だと信じ込んでしまった。信じ込むっていうのはどういうことかっていうと、その人の中では嘘が嘘じゃなくなるってことなの。
The delusion becomes fact and fiction becomes reality? In other words, by firmly believing in a lie, it can create a whole new reality?
ええ、そう。そしてトム少年の場合には不死を伝染させること、それが最初の嘘。患者たちはこの妄想を心の底から信じ込んで自ら奇跡を起こした。まあ本当に不死身になったのかどうかはわからないけど、とにかく病気が完治したということだけは確かな事実だから。そこでキャビン博士はこう考えた。古今東西の宗教的な奇跡とはこれと同じような現象なのかもしれない。だからキュレイシンドロームなのよ。キュレイにはフランス語の聖職者とか司祭とかそういう意味が込められていたの。
So that's why I use the French word cure instead of the English word cure. Ways in their trait of Curie syndrome is
そう、妄想が真実になること、強固な思念が新たな現実を生み出すこと、それが第3の特徴だったのよ。
Zipson takes a deep breath and sighs. She carefully straightens out her skirt again and places her fingers on her knees. Schrodinger's cat, the observer's intention decides the truth of the past. The third trait of Curie syndrome. Firm thought creates a new reality. Now see, those two certainly do share some common points. Anyway, someone's imagination has already changed reality. When the observer thinks, lifts on the lid, he is confirming the life or death status between the coexisting states that the cat is in. Tom felt, I want to heal her illness, and that caused the focus of her illness to disappear. Now then, back to the real issue at hand. Just how can you say this is related to Infinite Loop? Someone's imagination can change reality. If that's the case, then is it really related to the phenomenon of time
実
travel?
験、キュレイシンドロームの実験、その本当の目的も実はこの第3の特徴を調査することにあったの。誠くんに嘘をついて妄想を抱かせて、その妄想が本当に真実になるのかどうか、それを調べるつもりだったの。もちろん最初は第3の特徴なんて半信半疑だった。一人の学者としてそんなバカみたいな現象を信じられるはずがなかったのよ。だから実験は第3の特徴に別の解釈を見つけるためのものだったの。
In short, it was something to deny the third trait, a counterproof experiment, right?
ええ。だけどね、予想に反して実験は成功してしまったみたい。
Here's one thing with this. There a lot of pretty insane people in the world. I mean, it makes for, it's good fiction, but there are a lot of crazy people in the world, and it would have, stuff would have happened, You can simply turn an insane belief into absolute reality. There'd be a lot of really bad people with a lot of power, if you know what I mean. Dictators. Early in the morning. These are complex thoughts that right here. It's too early in the morning for those complex thoughts. Yeah. If something like that was to, and this would be something that uh, I used to be a bit more knowledgeable about history. I'm a little rusty on it right now, I would say, but no, Hitler wasn't really well into the occult, or I've heard that he was. So this would be something that he would try to do. I mean, guess then you could say it'd be beliefs going against each other, which would possibly be why he didn't succeed. But yeah. I mean, it's a very interesting thought, and it's what the story I'm guessing is about, which is fine by me. But think about it realistically. It's I guess making common sense, trying to think common sense here makes it not gonna happen. Makes me immune. Mm-hmm. I've injected myself with the word good. What are the shots that keep you from getting diseases? Not booster shots. I mean, that's what you have when you're a kid. I can't think of not antidote. That's to cure a disease you already have. How am I thinking vaccine? Yes, I have been vaccinated from this right here, from the Curie syndrome. It probably snuck in while I was yeah, very interesting thoughts though. Then again, on that, I guess kind of in that same basis, you would say that different realities, kind of like maybe you could say that the Curie syndrome creates different alternatives or different realms. Guess kind of like Ever 17 did. There's different versions of it, sort of. So maybe that's what they're aiming at. That there's different versions, but you can kind of. I don't know. Very interesting though, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode before I get too much more confused. Vaccines. Wow, how can I not think of that word? I could think of every other word but that one. But do hope you folks enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one where we learn about the time travel thing. I think we've already got a good gist of it, of how it works, sort of a gist, But yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.